Welcome back, and let's look at some of the other requests that we've received. And Melvin asked about Naspers. He said to me, Frans, you picked the share a while back. You were always negative on the share, but suddenly a few weeks ago you started to become positive on it. And yes, I was positive on it technically, and the share actually gave me this beautiful relief rally. If you look at it, and the reason why I was positive about it, Melvin, it was because the share showed, it just showed a double bottom there, actually a triple bottom. There was the low at around 2,325 Rand. It touched that level again. It bounced off there. It came back all the way and it touched that level again and it rallied. And that's why I like the share. And I actually thought that the share will manage to close this little gap. And that gap was between 2,600 Rand on the dot and 2,610 Rand and 30 cents. But what worries me now, Melvin, is that apart from the positivity about the share, look what I'm seeing here. And that makes me a little bit nervous because I know a lot of fund managers buys Naspers because they believe it's a share that offers a lot of value, and the share usually do well on a weaker Rand, and the Rand is weakening. But look at these candles. I mean, there's a strong bullish candle, a shaven top. But the next day after that, look at all these candles with the upper shadows, and that worries me a little bit. And what worries me the most is this candle here that is right at the top of almost a move, a gravestone doji, and that you usually don't find if a share is recovering with a vengeance. You will probably see some nice strong bullish candles, but what do I see? I see a left shoulder, I see a head, and there was a tiny right shoulder, but I think that was not the proper one to take notice of because it's actually only 2-3 candles. Look at this rally. I wonder if we're not going to do this and get back to this neckline of 2,300 Rand, and I really hope not that the share actually goes a little bit lower, because if you look at it, look what will happen. It can easily break this neckline, and if it does do that, look what will happen, and that makes me nervous. It can take the share all the way down to this level of 2,000 Rand. Can you believe it? There you are, 2,000 Rand. And look at the period where Naspers was many years ago. It was in 2020. It was last at 2,000 Rand. And it just shows you once again, if you look at the share, that a share can easily surprise you, and it can maybe just show you that it can go weaker and weaker. Let's just do that. I just want to show you here. And just to show you the history of the share. And that's why I always say never marry a share. You only get married and you stay married to your wife. If you look at Naspers here, look at this beautiful company. Everybody loved it. But if you just sit on it, it can give you these volatile swings from 2017. From 2072 all the way up to 3,900, all the way down, up again. So just be careful. I'm a little bit nervous, but of course it gave us a rally. And keep that neckline intact, and just keep that in your mind. Well, let's have a look at the next one. RMH. This share is surprising me. This was unbundled from what we will say Rand Merchant Bank a while back. I just want to get it quickly. There we are, RMH. Look at the share. There's something interesting happening in the share. Remember, it was unbundled, but now for a while now, it is consolidating. And I showed it on the charts before. This share is slowly but surely. Let's just zoom it out a little bit. It is starting to move above its 40-week moving average. Just zoom it out. There you are. There you are. But look what this action is telling us. Since the share had a low a while back of R1.22, and by the way, that low, this, you can almost say sell-off in the share was not a sell-off. This was a special dividend that was paid out. And since then, the share just goes a little bit higher. But what I like about it, look at your 40-week moving average. It's starting to move higher. And the share also turned this now in a support. And if the share can remain above R1.50, I like this company. So if you want to have a long-term view on the share, because a lot of things can go wrong because they've been unbundled maybe now for a few months now. But I think something is on the boil here, and maybe this is the kind of company that you just sit on and you buy it whenever you've got a few rand and it gives you a new higher high, and then you get into it because the big move will come above 196. I know it's quite a while from here. If that share can start to carry on and people start to like it above 150, I like this chart. And I will only use my stop loss of R1.33. Let's look at the NewUSD. Now that is the ETF that you use if you want to follow the, you can almost say the rand, the strength or the rand weakness. And I've got an idea that the rand is slowly but surely losing some, almost you can say momentum to the stronger side, because if you look at the share of, or the exchange traded fund, it shows you slowly but surely, there's the 40-week moving average. It starts to consolidate above it. Look at this technical goodbye kiss. It touched this 40-week moving average. It bounced off there, but what do I see? And that tells me that I'm a keen buyer of NewUSD. Look at that. I see an inverse head and shoulder. In actual fact, I think somebody tweeted about it the other day as well. And at that point in time, I did not see a reversal candle yet on the daily chart. But now on this weekly chart, you can clearly see that there's an inverse head and shoulder. There's the left shoulder. There's the head. There's the right shoulder. So if you believe that the dollar will remain strong and the rand can weaken, the neckline sits at 15 rand 38 cents. And where can this take the share to, or the exchange traded fund? It can take it up. I just want to extend it there, then you will see. Here you are. Let's just do the extension. And I will just above the neckline. Can you believe it? It can take the rand back all the way to 16 rand 67 if this 15, let's call it 1540, turns onto support on a weekly basis. Well, let's have a look at Aspen. Now, I mean Aspen, somebody phoned me today and said to me, Frans, I want to buy this company. I love it. Now, if you look at the chart, you will also see that everybody loves it. Now, let's have a look here. I just want to get it back here to a daily chart. Look at it. I mean, this is what you call a share that is just going higher and higher and higher. It's almost like a Capitec that nothing can take the share back. Look at this rally. I mean, beautiful. And this is now on all the vaccination that is out and that people will probably get boosters. I see that Pfizer say that people will get an annual booster to sort out the pandemic. Now, let's have a look here. I just want to show you here. If you look at this 40-week moving average or 200-day moving average, for me, personally, I think if you wanted to buy the share, you may be a little bit late already. Because look at this. It rallied way above its 200-day moving average. There you are. The 200-day moving average is at 161 rand and 34 cents. And we're trading at 274 rand 46. I mean, that's way above the 200-day moving average. And I'm always a keen believer that the 200-day moving average is just my guideline. So if it does run away like this, I will not buy it. In actual fact, it's a momentum trade. But I mean, if you want to rush in and buy the share, you can do so. But I think just play safe and make use of a stop loss of 257.74. Because, I mean, beautiful rally, beautiful company. I think wonderful profits in this time where everybody is worried about the pandemic. If you look at this chart, I think it's a lamp pole formation. I think it's heavily overcooked. Let's see if it's overbought. That will maybe show us maybe something else. Let's see. Let's have a look there. I mean, there you are. From middle August, it remains overbought and it rallied from 181 rand all the way to 280. Now, I know if the stochastic consolidates above the 80 on the 99 level, it just tells you that the momentum is clearly to the upside. For me, unfortunately, I will not buy it. Let's have a look at the stock Sephaku. And Ahmed asked about Sephaku. He said he missed the boat on PPC. And he's keen on buying Sephaku now. Let's have a look if you can buy it, Ahmed. And I mean, infrastructure boom in South Africa is not even on the boil. We don't even know when it will happen. I just want to get it. There you are. There it is. If you look at it. Sephaku is definitely not performing the same as PPC. And for me, this is a better chart unless you believe more in PPC. But if you look at this chart, draw in this line, it tells you that the momentum is still to the downside. But what I like, it is testing its 200-day moving average. You can either buy, Ahmed, close to this 200-day moving average, that's its R1.35, and make use of a stop loss of 129, or wait for this resistance line to turn into a support. And that will turn into a support above R1.58. Now, if it turns above 158 cents, I think just to play safe, because it sounds like you're a long-term investor, use this 200-day moving average as your stop loss. Look at your levels, 169, 175, 181, and it can even go back to that previous high which you saw in middle June, and that is at 209. So for me, I like this chart. PPC, I think, had a wonderful rally, and it is definitely the favorite play. Can you believe it that PPC is the favorite play, when a few months ago everybody was worried that it will close down? But for me personally, PPC, yes, it had a beautiful rally, but look at your Sephaku's chart. Nice consolidation. This candle I like a lot. This hammer I like, close to the 40-week or the 200-day moving average. So I like, maybe it's a nibble here. Out of the two, PPC the favorite, Sephaku is the laggard. So maybe put in a few rand, but stick to your stop loss. Well, visit our website, www.fransklerk.com, and we'll chat again.